I can debunk in one video the notion that goes around that money is evil. Money is actually the opposite of evil, and just like anything that in life, whatever your conception of that is or your perception of that is, can change it very drastically, right? So there are things in life that are very evil. There's evil people that hurt others just because of the fun of it, or they have other trauma that has made them become that way, or corrupt businesses that truly want to take advantage of consumers. So that type of evil. However, money is something that can free up your mind and your mental space in order to bring you to new heights of awareness, new heights of consciousness over time. I first started to really realize this when I got my, I'd say, second job working at a school doing what I do in graphic design. And so making less than a normal salary, just being in college at the time, so they were able to underpay me. I was like still able to buy my own apartment and have my own space. That was the first time I was in my own space ever in my life. And being able to move out of my parents' house and be able to literally afford to have my own space was truly a blessing, and really having that room to think and grow was so important to where I am now. Because 24 hours out of the day, right, you still got to sleep 8 and then you're working about 4 to 6. But when I got home, I was able to relax, breathe, collect the day and my thoughts in one spot without, being asked about what chores I had to do or what went on with the day, and when you live with other people, you're sharing your energy and you're sharing their opinions, you're sharing their notions that they go about with their day, right? So of course, love the family, but that was the first glimpse of how money can change my life. And reading through books like Think and Grow Rich, the Four Agreements, all those, self-help books as they call them, but truly can be self-help once you digest them in the right way and you have the right perception about whatever they're telling you. So money in summary of it, money is truly a resource that allows you to maximize your potential and maximize your growth in terms of your consciousness. Because when you have more money, you're going to have more time. Because if you have more money, you're going to be able to work less, and being able to work less lets you focus on your goals that you want to envision. Now, I'm saying work in the grand scheme of the capitalist society, where you go in 8 hours out of the day, you go home, you spend a little bit of time with whoever is your loved ones maybe, and then you go back and you repeat it again. So seeing that at my first job, being so young and being able to see that, okay, that's what I'm doing right now. However, if I start to make plans to divert my money into different funds and different interests, that will actually let me grow into having something that will be my own one day. Now, I'm not funded totally by my own creativity and my own sources yet, but I definitely am on that path, and I see how important it is to really move your money to different places, save it, and make it work for itself. Making money work for itself is the best thing that you can do. So what I would advise is learn a skill, learn how to draw, learn how to make music, learn how to cook at a high level, any skill that you really believe in. It might be the skill that you're in at your blue collar job. You might be a great email sender, and you could start your own emailing business where you do automated emails for big time clients and big time companies to save them time. Saving people time is going to save them money, and it's going to make you money. So make a skill that's going to, or get great at a skill that's going to be able to save other people time and have other people learn or get better. What I've done with my skill in art is I put it up for sale. So what I've learned from art is being able to create my own packs. For example, I make a PSD, so that's a project file in Photoshop. And then once the full art is completed, I talk about the art a little bit on my YouTube channel, and then I'll put it on a site such as Patreon, where people can pay to learn from me directly learning from the art that I've made in order to help them out. So that's one way to invest your money, and invest what your skill and time for something that it can go into. Another easy one obviously is the stock market, because most everybody knows about the stock market, S&P 500, and really that takes precedent over really anything that you want to save for. That's the first thing you really should save more. That's the primary thing. Save your money, just put it in the S&P 500. It takes the top 500 stocks in the world, and it's just gonna categorize your money into that. So that's an easy way to really come up out of nowhere. And passive income, it's just a passive income that's going to keep flowing over time. It's going to build. A lot of people get into day trading, but that's just more of the I really love this, and maybe that is your skill, but that's a little bit more of the risk factor involved. But just put your money away and let it sit there. Even with my Patreon, where I teach people how to take in information and learn, the money that's in there, I don't really be touching it for a while and be looking at it, because then I'm going to be over stressing about it. And as long as you keep getting better at your skill, then more people are going to want to pay and be willing to pay, because you're more accredited to your craft. You're going to know more about your craft, so your craft is going to be more valuable to other people. When you break down these things in life, they become very, very simple, and you see why successful people rise so high, and actually at points they hit points where they rise so high, it seems like they skyrocketed out of nowhere. That's because knowledge is not an addition problem. It's really an exponential problem. Not problem, but an exponential sentence, because every time you get better at something, you can exponentially grow. You learn how to use the whole application of Photoshop, right, as an artist, and then you combine that with learning how to use a 3D program, then that makes you that much more valuable to jobs who would want to hire you, or people that will want to learn from your knowledge. You learn how to build muscle and become a full-time strength coach, and then you also learn how to put calisthenics in it, and maybe even a little bit of yoga. So once you learn a skill, you have a base foundation of what you can divert your energy into, and how you can start to make money from the skill that you're good at, and then go to another category and also combine that category. So you're usually going to have one skill that you are very, very good at, and that will be your main, and then you're going to have your other branches. So think of yourself literally like a tree. That's how I kind of think of myself. I think of myself as, an artist, but I also really like mind state things and like to talk about how you can live your life better, just like I do on this channel. So that adds into what I can give for value to other people. So I'm not only talking about how you can make something or be creative, I'm talking about the why of creation, or why you should be creative, and the ways that creativity can help your mind state and help your life, whether it's your bank account that's going to be expanding, or your knowledge, or your love for doing anything, and how one skill can apply to everything in life. So that's really why I think that money is not evil. The more money that you can get as well, you can start to help other people and circulate that money back into your family, your community that's believed in you along the way. People that don't have the opportunity to buy these accessories or buy the equipment that they need to start their own journey, always try to check in and make sure that once they do get this money, they're actually very grateful for the opportunity, and that they'll use it for the benefit of their self. And eventually you would want to pick people that you would hope they do the same thing that you do, and help give back to their community once they grow it. Because that's really the process of life, and putting yourself in positions to live a life where you're less controlled by the society and more controlled by what you truly love to do and what your passions are within your time on this earth. So always learn that notions that are on the internet, they're not always true, because a lot of times people just say money is evil, but that's just a notion that, I don't want to get too deep, but it's a notion that higher ups get into to tell the little man that you shouldn't even be focused on money. You should be focused on your love and your passion and your life. However, they have people working 9 to 5 jobs for their entire life where they barely even get to, express what they wanted to do in their existence. So truly think about everything that goes into the media or what someone says in their mouth. And that's why you got to as well spend a lot of time by yourself so that you can truly think through situations and your days and all concepts that are available in this world, which there's millions of them. So yeah, make your money and then make it work for you, and then apply it to a skill that you know, and it'll all come full circle.